The masses are going to go through every ailment there is. You can't be worrying about that, because if we keep worrying about the trouble that the masses are in, we never cultivate anything among ourselves to get to the high level in which the masses going to be a part of. Because ultimately, all this shit got to be destroyed. This shit is over.
I am inevitable.
All right, we alive. We alive and back in full effect. Yeah. Come on in. We got to get into it.
Let's get it.
You know what I mean? Gotta get into it. So we got more stuff on this. I feel like they trying to cover up the Epstein by distracting us with this Venezuela shit. I mean, it's all still part of the plan, but it's definitely overpowering the Epstein shit. So we got to get into it. Yeah, shout out to y'all just coming in here. Make sure y'all please click that like button. We gonna get into it, man. These ICE agents out here violating American citizens' rights. Now y'all know they just, the Minneapolis thing happened. Now Portland, 2 people were shot by ICE agents in Portland too. So I don't know if they trying to wage civil war on American citizens. That's what they trying to do. Kick off a civil war.
That's what it seems like.
That's
Seems
what it
like
seems
civil
like.
war. Seems like civil war is looming. If they keep on doing these tyrannical things, to be honest with you, it seems like the current administration is moving like the Nazi party. They invading countries. They got ICE out there on the streets, like how they did the Nazi Gestapo back in the day. It's like, it's wild.
Mhm.
Like, we don't know what's happening next. I mean, when you got a president in the Oval Office doing whatever they want, and nobody's stopping it, and you got other branches of the government quiet while this guy is invading countries, threatening other countries. I mean, all and with no approval from no one. Just get up one morning and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go invade Venezuela. Maybe tomorrow I invade Mexico. Then after that, maybe we go invade Greenland. Then after that, we go invade Colombia
In
and
Mexico.
yeah,
And
it's wild.
right?
It's wild. Yeah, we don't know. This ain't looking good, y'all.
Wow. Yeah, they let me play this real quick. Cause Philadelphia is speaking out against ICE, basically saying they come there with that nonsense that they gonna get arrested if they start harassing the citizens of Philadelphia, or even remotely if somebody getting shot or killed or anything, they all getting arrested right on the spot. I don't know if I can hear this. This is the
Good
sheriff of
afternoon.
Philadelphia.
I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Krasner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing, because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way. Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because what they're doing is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke.
All right.
Because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. Good afternoon.
Let me play this real quick.
You got local law enforcement.
Go ahead,
you got local law enforcement talking like that about the White House. I mean, and it's talking about the DA and all that's going to back it, and these federal agents is going to be thrown in jail if they conduct any type of operations in the city. That's like leading to civil war right there. Y'all got to see where this is going.
She said y'all gotta reveal yourself. Y'all can't be walking around with them silly ass masks on. You know what I mean? Like y'all gotta take them shits off. No law enforcement walking around with masks on. You know what I'm saying?
I think we're being set up. I think this is all about to be staged. They about to really do something. See, this is what they've been preparing for all these years. A lot of people have been talking about civil war in America for centuries now. Well, decades now. And some people say, oh, it would be a race war or to be people against the federal government or whatever they came up with. But you see where things are going right now. It seems like this Trump character, he's in there. Mind you, he's a character. This guy's not acting on his own terms. He's being controlled. We tell y'all that time after time. He's being controlled. And it seems like they're setting him up to be the one to spark this civil war in the United States. Not just a civil war. It's going to be an all-out war because he's provoking other countries to want to come in here and do something because with the little stunt he pulled over there in Venezuela that's affecting China and Russia.
Yeah, because they was buying that oil for cheap from
facts
Maduro. They was buying that oil. So what Trump did was confiscate the oil and hike the prices up. Just like a drug dealer would steal the drugs and sell it back to the goddamn drug dealer, the stick up kid. That's just what Trump did. He just went over there, stole all the drugs and the oil and whatever else resources he can get his hands on, and he gonna sell it back to the people for a higher price. Yeah, they on some organized crimes. That's straight organized crime, bro. That is nothing else to that. It's organized crime.
But the thing is, they're using that as a ploy to basically provoke, because they know what type of reactions is going to happen by their actions. They know, like you got to understand these bureaucrats and then all these people. Then you got these people like Trump and all. They know exactly what type of reactions is going on. You go in there and you take the Venezuelan oil, knowing that China's using them for their country and buying it cheaper for their country. You know that's gonna raise problems between you and China. And I think that's what he wanted. Where the people who's running Trump, that's what they want. They always want a reason to keep a war going. That's the thing. You realize they always need a new war or a new reason for a new war that don't directly involve the people, but it's some stuff that the government pulls and then it drags the people into it. Because we gonna get pulled into this. You gotta understand these moves that Trump is making is going to pull the rest of us into it, like all the other administrations do. They're going to pull us into it, and next thing you know, we're going to see Russians and Chinese at our door.
All right.
And then before that even happened, you're going to see cities, you're going to see states going after ICE, the federal government.
Exactly.
So it's just going to be chaos. And what comes after chaos? Order.
Order. Yeah.
Then order after chaos, and that's when all hell breaks loose.
Y'all double tap the screen to like this video.
Yep, there's definitely money in people dying. Yep, that's they love, and then the property value is going to go down if there's war over here.
Oh, I guess it's not playing.
Nah, it's not playing.
It's not playing. All right, I gotta
Nah,
stop.
you gotta
Reshare it.
yeah.
Let me reshare it, y'all. Make sure y'all double tapping the screen to like this video.
East Burnside. This is where Portland police officers found the two people who were shot by federal agents. And just to
There
sort
it
of
is.
for you, this is a very residential area. We're surrounded by large apartment complexes. As you can see, there's the police tape there. There's officers walking around. There's more than half a dozen Portland police cruisers. But I want to pan it back over this way. I have a man, his name is Alex. He lives right next to where a lot of this police activity is unfolding. So Alex, talk to us. What have you seen today?
When I was coming back home and I didn't see the actual shooting, but they had the whole street blocked off. And just in talking to people, it sounds like somebody was trying to get away from them in their car and was shot. That's the most that I've heard.
Can you describe sort of the tone of this neighborhood?
We're all just working class people. There's a lot of immigrants. I think everyone around here knows that. But they keep to themselves. They don't cause any trouble for me. I live right here. They don't touch my stuff. When I have problems, it's from US born people.
How does this make you feel watching this unfold right outside your doorstep?
I am beyond angry that this is happening the day after they killed that woman. I mean, this has gone too far. This is beyond voting. We need to do something. Like, the people need to do something. This is ridiculous.
Have you seen ICE agents come into your neighborhood before?
Not to this complex, but I've been kind of waiting for it because I had a feeling that they were going to be here at some point. I've seen them on Division and I've seen them at the Max stations, but this is the first time they've been on our street.
What would your message be to these federal agents?
Get out of my city. You're not welcome here.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. We're going to keep following this and talking with neighbors.
It's probably going it's going to definitely be a division between those federal agents and the law enforcement that other of the cities and counties. They all not on the same page with this shit. So it's definitely going to cause a civil war. And like you said, other countries is going to end up getting involved because this guy's going around and robbing all the resources and shit and trying to sell it back to them at a higher price.
That's because this is foreign interest that's stirring all of this up. Trump is
Yeah,
being
it is.
the Oval. Y'all gotta understand, the Oval Office is being controlled by foreign powers. They're gonna weaken our country with this ICE stuff. That Trump was sent in there to weaken the country, just like every other president before him. I don't care, Democrat, that stuff don't matter. Democrat, Republican, none of that stuff matters. They're weakening the country from the inside so it could set us up for Russia and China to come in here. Because while we're going to be busy fighting against each other, because like you said, a lot of states is not going to be going for this ICE stuff, and that's going to cause a conflict within the states. And the next thing you know, you're going to have foreign troops on the ground while we so busy fighting amongst ourselves. And that's like the oldest play in the book right there.
All right.
Spark a civil war, so it'll be easier for foreign troops to come in here. Because you got to understand, they playing multiple moves. At one front, they got ICE in here distracting people with this stuff that's going on, and then on the outside, you got Trump invading Venezuela and messing with people as far as like threatening other countries, saying we're going to invade you next. You gotta understand what's happening, and then and buried under all that, you got the Epstein stuff that went down that they also trying to cover up. So it's like all this stuff. It's all this stuff. It's like a big puzzle that you got to put. But you can see if you stand outside of it and look in, you can see all the plays that's happening, and it's all coming to fruition. You can see that China and Russia is gearing up They ready to say F the United States. We gonna go in there and do exactly what Trump did to Venezuela, take his ass in. You got cities and states mad at ICE coming in there doing whatever they want. And then you still got the Epstein stuff in the back lurking, and nobody's like, all right, what happened to the Epstein client list?
Yeah, right.
We still wondering what's going on with that. But
Yeah, let
that's
me
like being
switch to
buried
that.
by all the stuff that
Right.
Trump is doing right now, and all the problems that we got with China and Venezuela.
Yeah, Epstein files. They still delaying on releasing the Epstein files. Like that, the Venezuela and the ICE shit took precedence over. The, like the mainstream media haven't even been reporting on Epstein in like 2 or 3 weeks when they was supposed to release the Epstein file. Let me go ahead and run this footage real quick. This is like the latest update on the Epstein files from CBS.
The delay in the full release of the Epstein files has triggered calls for an internal watchdog review into the DOJ. Federal law required the DOJ to release its records on Epstein by December 19th, but government lawyers told the judge this week that only 1% of those files have been reviewed and released. Now, several Epstein survivors, lawmakers, and watchdog groups are asking for a review of the DOJ to see if it violated the law. Let's bring in CBS News Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen. So, Jake, good to see you. Explain the legal question here and what this watchdog group would look into.
Good morning, Vlad. The legal question here is whether the Department of Justice violated a law that required it to release all of these Epstein documents by December 19th. Now, what we know, Vlad, is that Attorney General Pam Bondi said that the Justice Department got millions of files around the holidays that they had not yet reviewed, and that those files are actively underway. However, at the same time, Vlad, we know that these watchdog groups are asking the Inspector General's office at the DOJ, which is an outside independent monitor of the Justice Department, to potentially go through and figure out whether the Department of Justice is deliberately slow walking this release, and whether there are any other details they can come up with that would show that the DOJ is deliberately not listening to this law that we know bipartisan support forced President Trump to sign. He signed it, and that the DOJ said they would fully comply with. That has not happened so far, and we have not seen a new release of documents in the last couple of weeks.
So the DOJ also moved to unseal these grand jury transcripts of 2 correctional officers charged with falsifying Epstein records. Explain that to me.
Well, that's right, Vlad. These 2 officers worked at the correctional facility where Jeffrey Epstein was found dead. We know that they were charged federally for improperly filling out forms, lying on these forms. They were never actually prosecuted. They reached a deferred prosecution agreement, but we know in the indictments of them, a federal law enforcement official testified. There are about 45 pages of testimony, and the DOJ has to move through to go through some of these mechanisms to unseal these documents, Vlad. But again, going back to our earlier conversation point, this all should have been done before that December 19th deadline. It has not been done. We'll see what the judge does in terms of unsealing or not, and what new information we may learn about what these agents knew and what they potentially covered up in filling out forms regarding checks of Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell around the time of his death.
See, a lot of those officials that's remaining quiet on this Venezuela and ICE shit, the other parties of the government, because they've been blackmailed from the Epstein shit. That's why. That's why they ain't saying nothing. That's why the other branches of the government's not saying nothing, because they've been blackmailed and they on the Epstein shit. You know what I'm saying? Because how y'all letting Trump just get away with doing all this shit? He ain't even get an approval from the Congress to basically go into another country. Like, fuck the citizens, it's like, fuck us. Like, we don't have no say-so about shit. Our tax dollars is going to all this shit, and we don't have no say-so. This nigga just going in other countries without the approval of American citizens or the fucking house. Like, how is he able to just do that shit? That's because these niggas is on the Epstein list, bro. They went basically, that's what Ghislaine went to go meet the DOJ about, to confirm these motherfuckers that's on there. So they all been notified that they on that list, and if they don't play ball, we just gonna release the list and it's gonna fuck all y'all shit up. That's why they ain't saying nothing. That's why they ain't saying shit. They on the Epstein, they on that Epstein client list.
And the fact that they keep talking about releasing files, nobody don't care about the files. We want the client list.
Exactly.
That's because you gotta think about it. That's the only thing that's even worth The file, like, who gives a shit about the other stuff that's in the files, like pictures and all the shit that they
Yeah, we
released
don't
so
care about
far?
that
Who
shit.
cares about the stuff that they released so far? Where's the client list? Who was Epstein served in service to? Who was he basically bringing the young girls to and everything else? Who are they? Where are the names at? Because that's what they not releasing. And they can't say that they don't have the client list, because then how the hell did he even get locked up if he ain't have no clients?
Yeah, why Gay's
Who
lane
are the
going 20 years?
clients?
Right. That don't
Who
make
are the
sense.
clients? They keep distracting us, keep talking about files. We don't give a shit about the file. Nobody want to hear about files. Where's the client list?
They had to be trafficking children to somebody.
Exactly. Where's the clients? Where's the client list? Yeah, who was he in service
Then
to?
they had
Yeah,
that, and then they had that bullshit ass press conference by the victims. It's like y'all ain't even say who was on the who y'all was victims of. Like y'all did a big ass press conference, was out there for like an hour. Mainstream media all
I
on there,
told
but
you that
y'all,
was a circus,
yeah,
bro.
that was some bullshit. Because if y'all was real victims, y'all would have been saying those who the fuck names is on that list.
Well,
Who
it
was
was
y'all
some people
victims
out there
of?
that wasn't even victims. They were there in the count of the victims. Some of the the victim couldn't make it. I'm here for the victim. Like, what are you talking about? Well, we're all right, the victims, but all right, who the hell victimized you? You ain't got no names, no pictures,
They
nothing.
talking
You
about
can't even draw
right.
a goddamn sketch.
They talking about they gonna come with their own list. Talking about you know um
And it never
fashion
came.
higher up fashion designers and this of these people and that people of corporate head of corporations, and but where's the names at? They never dropped the names.
And they ain't gonna never drop them names. We're gonna get a world war. We're gonna get another world war before, and a civil war in the United States before they drop those names. Before those actual names come out, this whole damn place would be shut down. It'd be war in the street, and they would intentionally invite China and Russia into the United States.
Facts.
And that's what I think they're planning on doing. I think this is all staged to get China and Russia on
And
the
then
ground in the United States. They're weakening us they put Trump in there to weaken us from the inside. And the thing is, all the real patriots, they blinded by Trump. The ones who will actually go out and die for this country and actually, exercise their Second Amendment, a lot of them believe that Trump is for them. But Trump ain't really for them. Trump is
nah,
being
they found
controlled by he's being controlled by foreign forces. That's the thing. He's being controlled by foreign interests, and they don't see that. I knew that straight from the door. Like, nobody's getting in that Oval Office who ain't controlled. You ain't getting in there, because if you got in there and you're not controlled, they're gonna put bullets in your head. They're gonna put 2 bullets in your head and ask you what you think about that. That's exactly what they do. And we've seen them. We've seen them do it in the past. If they can't control you in the Oval Office, what do? They put bullets in your head. Ask JFK. You can't even ask him because he's dead. Because that's what they do. They put a bullet in your head. And the fact that Trump ain't got a bullet in his head and he's acting out the way he's acting out is showing you that he's controlled. And I know some people don't want to see it. They don't want to believe it. They like, oh, no way, not Trump. Oh, no, Trump ain't no politician. He is never with them. Trump is for the people. Trump is about making America great. Ain't nobody in that Oval Office is about making America great, because they're all being controlled by foreign interests. You know how we know for sure what they tell you to do? Follow the money, right?
Yep.
Where's all of our money going? They send all this money outside the country. They sending billions of dollars over there, billions of dollars over there, millions over there. They sending all this money outside of the country when we need help inside of the country. That shows you right there we're being controlled by foreign interests, because we're $38 trillion in debt. So I don't know how we can give anybody else money. If your country is 38 trillion, there is no other country in the world that's $38 trillion in debt. We are $38 trillion in debt, and we're still giving money to foreign countries. That's insane. That goes to show you that we're being controlled. We're being controlled. And like you said, JR, a lot of those people are being controlled because they're on that Epstein list. That's why
Yeah,
they're
they on
not
the
going to
Epstein
release
list.
that list, because that's the last thing they got to hold over people's heads over here. So the people, like the politicians who do want to do something about it, they can't because they're being blackmailed.
Yeah, that was Epstein's whole mission, was to go around and blackmail people, get them in uncompromising positions, get them, and that's what he did. He was able to blackmail, take that information to Israel, to the American officials, the the feds, the DOJ. A lot of those folks, they know who's on it. They know who's in them files. They know well, fuck the files. They know who on that client list, and that's what they using to keep these niggas at bay. Oh well, oh well. I mean, it is what it is, right?
I mean, anybody still talking about Democrats and Republicans, you're still lost. This ain't got nothing. This is bigger than a political party, y'all. This ain't got nothing to do. And let me put that into perspective for you. On that client list, guaranteed there's both Republicans and Democrats on that Epstein client list.
I
So
mean,
that goes to show you right there, who the hell cares about a Democrat or Republican? That don't have nothing to do with anything.
we seen Clinton and Trump hanging out with Epstein. So that
Facts.
takes away that whole thing right there between the left and the right. Yeah,
There's
this
no
ain't a
left
left.
and right.
Yeah, this ain't
Only
no
when
left
the
and right.
slaves. Well, us, like the general public, that only matters with the general public. But once you start playing that political game and you're a bureaucrat, you're a politician, you up in there and you in those offices, that Republican and Democrat stuff go out the window. A Republican
Yeah.
politician don't have no allegiance to the Republican Party. That's only a front. That's the stuff they show the public. But behind the scenes, they work with whoever. They work with a Democrat will work with a Republican will work with a Democrat. A Republican will work with a terrorist overseas. A Democrat will work with a terrorist overseas if it accomplished their mission,
Yeah, it's a general.
whatever they trying to do.
Yeah, it's a broader agenda that's taking place. That's why it rules out the left and the right, because it
It
takes
does.
both left and the right to get the agenda across. So yeah, it rules out the left and right shit.
And
Now, if
both
y'all
are
still,
being controlled and
yeah,
blackmailed.
so that has nothing to do with the citizens. So I suggest the citizens stay out of that left and right bullshit. That's not for us. That's them playing political games. That has nothing to do with us. They just got us playing tag along with that shit. They got us playing tag along. You out here still repping Republican and Democrat. You just saying you're part of a gang, basically. And people that don't really give a shit about you. None of them officials give a shit about you.
They damn sure don't.
So you out here repping for somebody that don't even give a shit about you. What the hell? What the hell? I thought people would be more smarter than that. People ain't wake up from that trance yet, man. People still fall
Nah.
for that Democratic Republican bullshit. Y'all ain't wake up from that trance yet. They still got y'all sleep to that shit.
It's like programmed in there. It's so far buried in their subconscious mind and engraved into their lives that they honestly think that Democrat and Republican stuff matters. When it's so corrupt at the top, they been left that shit behind. That was always something to confuse the people with. That was always something to confuse the people with.
That's insane.
And like we say on this channel all the time, which one you voting for, Coca-Cola or Pepsi? They both made with caramel color and high fructose corn syrup.
Yep.
They both made of the same ingredients. They just taste slightly different.
And come to find out, a lot of the major shareholders are
Own both.
own both, have shares in both.
Yeah, the biggest companies own both, right? Because you gotta understand, these companies are owned by bigger companies. And then you look at the shareholder name, and you're like, oh, the the same shareholders own both Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
This shit crazy. But that, all right, we gotta get it. We gotta get into the rest of this shit. Let's get into a quick commercial break, y'all. We gonna be right back. We'll get into this quick commercial break and be right back. All right.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
If y'all want to support our shop, make sure y'all head to 9dayherbals.com. We sell all natural products on there, from natural CBDs, natural skincare products, and hair care products. So make sure y'all go check us out on Night and Day Herbals. The link is in the description of this video and pinned to the chat. So we definitely appreciate all y'all that been supporting us. And you know, y'all that just ordered and all that, y'all orders will be shipped out. Yeah, I mean, so we definitely appreciate y'all. Keep shopping with us, keep supporting us. Yeah, I mean, because we ain't gonna fail y'all when it comes to spitting the real shit. We ain't gonna fail y'all with that. For sure, for sure. What we see is a bunch of madness and a bunch of lies and deceptions out here. Our own government don't really give a shit about us, and y'all they proving it. They proving it. There shouldn't be nobody in the voting booths next time around. I don't even think it's probably going to even be a you know, election the next time around. They seem like they on some straight dictatorship.
Well, not if China and Russia is on a White House lawn.
All right.
Because I'm telling you right now, China and Russia teamed up against the United States. It ain't shit we can do about
Yeah,
it.
ain't that we could do about that. Yeah, we gonna lose. Yeah, we gonna lose. I mean, if the citizens get involved, then it's just gonna be 100% war,
It's
blood
gonna
in the
be a
street.
bloodbath. Yep.
But then that's the thing. When it's blood, it's always money being made by the people at the top. It's like blood in the street drive the property value down, drives the market down. They buy up everything for pennies on the dollar. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always been. The fuck we talking about here? What are we talking about here? You niggas taking over ships and shit.
On the high seas, a routine sanctions operation has spiraled into a global flashpoint. With a Russian tanker seized, its crew effectively detained, and Moscow accusing Washington of modern-day piracy. U.S. forces boarded and seized a Russian-flagged oil tanker in the northern Atlantic after a weeks-long chase. The vessel, once known as Bella 1, had been sanctioned for operating within a shadow fleet accused of moving illicit oil tied to Iran and Venezuela. But this wasn't a quiet interception. After refusing to be boarded, the tanker fled into the Atlantic, reappearing days later with a Russian flag painted on his hull and a new name, Marinera. U.S. officials say Russia then moved naval assets, including a submarine, to protect the ship, raising the risk of a direct confrontation between nuclear powers. Early Wednesday morning, U.S. Navy SEALs, flown in by elite Night Stalker helicopters, boarded the vessel roughly 190 miles south of Iceland. Within minutes, Russia's transport ministry said it had lost contact with the ship and its crew. Moscow reacted furiously. Russia's foreign ministry demanded the immediate return of Russian citizens aboard, warning that no state has the right to seize a vessel registered under another nation's flag. China echoed the outrage, condemning the seizure as a serious violation of international law. The United States has dismissed those accusations. The White House insists that this is not an isolated action, but rather part of a broader campaign to shut down dark fleet oil operations that fund adversaries of the U.S.
So as you know, Ed, as the president announced last night, this was the sanctioned oil that was basically just sitting in barrels, sitting on ships because of the effective quarantine of the United States of America. And the interim authorities have agreed to release that oil to the United States. So it will be arriving here at home very soon. The United States government has already begun marketing Venezuelan crude oil in the global marketplace for the benefit of the United States, engaged the world's leading commodity marketers, key banks to execute and provide financial support for these crude oil and crude product sales. All proceeds from the sale of Venezuelan crude oil and products will first settle in U.S.-controlled accounts at globally recognized banks to guarantee the legitimacy and integrity of the ultimate distribution of proceeds, and those funds will be dispersed for the benefit of the American people and the Venezuelan people at the discretion of the United States government.
That's crazy.
A lot of private sector engagement and agreement
And
from
there's
the oil industry and the banking industry. Do
That's
you
right.
have that yet?
There's a lot of private sector engagement that's happening right now. As you know, Secretary Wright, our energy secretary who's heading up this big project, is in Florida today meeting with some of these oil executives. And as we confirmed earlier, they will also be at the White House later this week. So they are absolutely eager to invest. They're eager about these opportunities. And Secretary Wright is a very knowledgeable guy when it comes to oil and energy, and he's the perfect man for the job.
Another corner of the world,
Sure.
real quick on
Go
Iran.
Go ahead.
So just to follow up on the oil, 30 to 50 million barrels is an initial tranche, if you will, and then what happens after that?
I won't get ahead of the plans that the president and his team are currently speaking with the interim authorities about. But rest assured, there is a long-term plan here. Secretary Rubio and the entire team are working diligently on it, and this is just sort of the first action that you all are seeing. Ed.
Thanks, John. So in order to get these oil companies to invest billions in Venezuela, how will the U.S. reassure that their workers will be safe in Venezuela? Could there be troops involved?
At this point in time, as you know, there are no troops on the ground in Venezuela. The president, of course, reserves the right to use the United States military if necessary. It's not something he wants to do. Diplomacy is always the first option. As you saw, he tried that with Nicolas Maduro, but unfortunately, he was an illegitimate dictator and an unserious person. And so President Trump authorized this law enforcement operation, and now Nicolas Maduro is sitting in a prison cell in New York. So certainly the president is going to do what's in the best interest of the American people, and that includes workers from our energy and oil industry as well.
Meeting tomorrow, with that meeting,
We going to war, y'all.
the president is going to give to the oil executives, and what does he want to hear?
Well, the meeting is on Friday, and it's just a meeting to discuss, obviously, the immense opportunity that is before these oil companies right now. Stephen.
Caroline, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
The New Yorker had a story yesterday on the vice president, and it questioned his, quote, notable absence on Venezuela. And the sub-headline asked, was the vice president's exclusion from the operation in Venezuela an expression of his anti-interventionist ideology or political calculation? Would you be able to discuss the vice president's role in Venezuela policy?
I did see that report in the New Yorker, and quite frankly, I laughed out loud because it's very clear it's a fake report that's trying to sow distrust and division amongst the president and his team. Let me just be very clear. The vice president has been involved in all policy. He is the right-hand man of the president on all policy matters, including Venezuela policy. He was, of course, read in and deeply involved in this operation from the very beginning. And he was present on the night of the operation via secure communication at a different location as to not damage the operational secrecy of this mission that was so incredibly important to ensure that this mission could be carried out successfully without endangering our troops. Sure.
The U.S. seized a tanker recently. Russia specifically asked the United States not to seize that tanker. Does this action risk a larger conflict with Russia?
I believe you're referring to the Bella 1 tanker that was seized this morning. The Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security, in coordination with the Department of War, did announce that seizure this morning for violations of U.S. sanctions. I've spoken about the enforcement of our sanctions policy at the podium prior to the new year, and this administration is going to fully enforce the sanction policy of the United States. The vessel this morning was seized in the North Atlantic pursuant to a warrant issued by a U.S. federal court after being tracked. And this was a Venezuelan shadow fleet vessel that has transported sanctioned oil. And the United States of America, under this president, is not going to tolerate that. I would also just add the vessel had a judicial seizure order in the crew. So that means the crew is now subject to prosecution for any applicable violation of federal law, and they will be brought to the United States for such prosecution if necessary. Kelly.
Caroline, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. You
I'd like
too.
to talk to you about a couple of things real quickly. The first question about the Venezuelan people. As you know, there's some 8 million Venezuelans here, some of them celebrating in the streets. There are Venezuelans on the ground who are concerned about their safety. What does the Trump administration, what is it doing to actually help people in Venezuela understand that they will be secure throughout this transition?
I think the fact that this president actually followed through on the long-held promise of the United States of America, the bipartisan promise to take down the illegitimate Maduro regime, should give assurance to the Venezuelan people and also Venezuelan Americans who fled this communist regime for a better life here at home, that this is a president who is serious about taking down illegitimate regimes and who is also serious about securing the security of the United States of America, including the Venezuelan American people. And I would just add that this is something that not just Republicans and President Trump have talked about for a very long time, but it is also something that Democrats have advocated for. In 2020, Chuck Schumer said that that at the time, President Trump had not brought an end to the Maduro regime. The Maduro regime is more powerful today and more entrenched today than it was when the president began. Now you hear Chuck Schumer out there saying this is reckless. The American people and the Venezuelan people should be in fear. But this is something that Chuck Schumer has long advocated for.
They flew in the doomsday plane. And you already know what that means when they fly that doomsday plane. This is crazy, bro.
We about to
It
go
ain't
to
that.
war.
Yeah, we about to go to war. They just doing all types of shit. Yeah, here's the doomsday plane. Let me see. Yeah, the doomsday plane just landed. So man, oh man.
First of all, if Venezuela have a problem with their president, the Venezuelan people need to deal with that, not the United States government.
All right.
Because if we had a problem with our president, do we want another country coming in here
No.
and taking over the White House and deciding who should be the next president and then
Nah.
taking over whatever exports we got? I don't even think United States have any damn exports at this point. What do we got? What do we got that people care about? Oh, we're a hired gun. I forgot. United States is our biggest export is being a hired gun to do the bidding of foreign corporations to go and invade countries, so he can make sure they got central banks in place and take over their oil supply and their gold and silver supply. That's what the United States is. That's our export right there. Being a hired gun. This is crazy. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I mean, United States is not going to last much longer. I mean, the fact that we think we could just go and just into any country we want and do whatever we want and not expect the same thing here is insanity to me. You don't think that other countries is itching to come over here to invade and decide who goes into that Oval Office? Like you not like that's just the rules of the universe. Not even that's just the law of the universe. Like what you putting out, expect to get that back. And the United States haven't put anything good out. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Yeah, we about to see something that we never experienced before.
Right. Like we're making enemies all over the place.
Right. I think the last invasion was Japan when they bombed over there in Hawaii. I think that was the last time we had foreign soldiers invade America. Was that shit that happened in Hawaii when he had Japan flew them planes over here from the other side.
Right.
But we never experienced
about Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor, yeah. We never experienced foreign troops on the land though.
Boots on the ground, yeah, we definitely gonna get that.
Yeah, right.
That's definitely coming because
I think we've been policing the world so long. Yeah.
Fact. That we forgot that can happen over here. I don't know why we think that we're completely invincible. I mean, the thing is, a lot of American citizens don't even agree with what this government is doing or what the last government was doing. Like our government is just completely rogue right now. They are out of control.
While they got us fighting over who should be the next Democrat or the next Republican, the whole government is rogue at this point. And I'm gonna be honest with you, they treat a lot of other countries badly, but our government treat American citizens worse. If we understood all of the horrors that they've been putting out against us covertly, poisoning our water, poisoning our food, bankrupting us, freaking IRS coming after all of us for every little penny, while the Pentagon basically can fail all their audits, but the American citizen, we get squeezed for every penny. Like if you just see all the terror, then all the shit that the United States government is doing around the world, funding terrorism, human trafficking, drug trafficking. You know what I Slave mean? Over labor. there, slave labor, all types of shit. United States government is a terrorist organization. I don't care who's in that. I don't care if it's who you vote for. The United States government, period, is so corrupt. It's so corrupt. The federal government is extremely corrupt. Even local and state are corrupt. I mean, it's just so corrupt now. It's like it's irreversible. The only thing I can see next is just a all out collapse / revolution in a post apocalyptic type of world that we approaching. That's all that's what it's all Yeah, adding up to. oh, I gotta play this with Jesse Ventura. He was like he's used to, he was a Navy SEAL, so a lot of missions he went on regarding America. He said basically America is already a third world country without us even knowing. Like let me play this shit. First, let's play this with the post office woman. Said what the post office is getting these letters, basically saying basically like the same way when that COVID shit happened. So they definitely looking forward to maybe another shutdown or some shit.
Well, this
Let me know if y'all can hear
is
this.
concerning and should put everybody on alert because the U.S. Postal Service has not issued a letter like this since COVID. So the letter basically says that all Postal Service employees should carry their essentials letter and their ID to bypass any travel restrictions. So what's coming? Here's the letter. Take a look.
This is the letter she's referring to. Now, are these signs or warnings that something big is going to happen in America? You got to love it how essential employees get warnings, but the general public seems like we'll be left in the cold. If anyone knows what this means, please leave it in the comments. Unanswered Universe.
Can't really see the letter, but
So
this is a essential service letter that post office workers have to carry with them during emergencies like COVID or hurricanes or civil unrest. Now they starting to receive these letters. Certain post offices around the United States are starting to receive these letters, and they get a special ID badge. And this letter they have to carry around just in case if there's something like martial law or something like that. So like the lady said, the last time we've seen this is during COVID. So it seems like the U.S. Postals it seems like they starting to get a heads up of something that's about to take place in America where we about to be shut down again. Let me just read a part of the letter. It says during large this is part of the letter. During large scale emergencies, epidemics, hurricanes, civil unrest, states and localities may issue curfew orders or other directives restricting travel and other commercial and personal activities. Many of these orders will explicitly exempt providers of essential services, but some do not, even if the state or local action does not contain such an exemption. The Postal Service operations are governed by federal law. Therefore, we continue to fulfill our public service mission by accepting and delivering mail and packages in accordance with federal law. Although postal employees are essential workers that may be exempt from state and local directives, any decision by the Postal Service to continue operations during an emergency must ensure operations can be conducted in a manner that protects the safety of our employees and the public. The Postal Service will continue working closely with federal, state, and local authorities to ensure we are safely carrying out our mission during emergencies. Employees and contractors should carry the essential service letter with them
as they perform duties for the Postal Service and to travel to and from work. So they're starting to receive these letters basically as if the country was shut down, and they get a special ID badge. Basically, they saying there's going to be checkpoints all throughout the United States, to the point where the U.S. Postal Service workers are going to have to basically show their papers.
So we on some Nazi Germany shit, basically. Yeah, it's on
Pretty
some
much.
it's Nazi Germany shit. Show your papers.
Pretty much. I mean, with all the conflicts that Trump is causing all around the world, and then in the United States with these ICE agents and state and local police, is getting fed up
Well,
with
this
these
is
ICE
concerning
agents coming
and
into
should
their
put
cities
everybody on alert because the
and
U.S.
coming into
Postal
their
Service
cities
has
and doing
not
these crimes that they
issued a letter
consider
like
crimes
this since COVID.
in their cities, and it's basically starting
Well, this is
conflict between the
concerning
federal
and should
government
put
and
everybody
state
on
and local
alert
powers.
because the U.S. Postal Service has not.
Wow.
They starting see, the thing is, if we go under martial law because of this, because that can happen really fast. People don't realize, they underestimate how fast this thing could blow up.
All right.
People underestimate that. And if this is something that's staged, which I think it is, because they don't do nothing unless it's staged, because there's a bigger agenda at play. And some people, oh, conspiracy theories, aren't we past that? Like, do you not see all the stuff that's going on? How could people even be blind? Most people were saying conspiracy theorists were right, because conspiracy theories were right, because a lot of the stuff that people were talking about years ago has already came to pass.
Jesse Ventura had a whole damn series that they took offline called Conspiracy Theories. And a lot of that shit came to pass, especially with the COVID shit when he had that lady on there.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of that shit happened. A lot
If
of the
you
shit
still
that
here talking about
episode
conspiracy theories, if you on here still talking about conspiracy theories and all this type of stuff, you're completely blind, brainwashed, or you're an agent yourself.
Damn, that's
It's one of the,
right.
or both.
Right.
Or both.
All right, we can get into Jesse Ventura. Y'all know, former Minnesota governor and WWE wrestler, WWF wrestler, ex-Navy SEAL as well. So we gonna go and get into Jesse Ventura, man, because he's speaking on this shit. They caught him on doing an interview. So let's get into this. Let me know if y'all can hear this. We good on sound? Because he basically broke it down like how we a third world country without you can't hear it. All right, let me reshare it. He basically breaks it down on how America is already a third world country just by the the shit that's happening. All right, hold on, y'all. All right, let's get into it. Make sure y'all double tapping the screen to like this video, please, and share this live stream.
What would you say? No, I'm just saying, as a graduate of Roosevelt High School and as the former governor of Minnesota, I'm so proud of Roosevelt High School and how they stood up for what is supposed to be America and freedom. And freedom is not arresting people without warrants. We have a system here. It's called a Constitution. And we have a party, the Republicans, who don't seem to want to abide by the Constitution. January 6th is a prime example of that. And now they're all free and they're in charge. You know what? Maybe it's time for Jesse. I only did one term. I'm owed a second.
Mr. Ventura, can you remind us, you went to school here?
I went to school here. I'm a 1969 graduate of Minneapolis Roosevelt. I'm proud of them for what they did. They made me proud as an alumni. Go Teddies.
What are your thoughts? I know we're jumping in, probably doubling up on some of his questions, but what are some of your thoughts about what unfolded yesterday? And then after that, what you saw?
Well, I've told you already, we're a country of the Constitution. We have leadership now that has destroyed the Constitution. They don't follow it. They could care less about it. Am I right or wrong? I took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I view after January 6th, the Republican Party is a domestic enemy to our Constitution. I can't get any bolder than that, can I?
And you obviously saw the video that the student shot outside here, and that obviously elicited a lot of emotions for you. Just watching
What do you mean
that,
the student shot?
there were some students who shot the video of the chaos here yesterday.
No, I
Nice.
didn't even.
Oh, you didn't see it? Okay, I thought you did.
See it.
Okay, okay.
The only thing I've seen is the murder.
So talk about, you were a student here. When did you graduate?
1969.
Have you been back? You talk about that. Is this like first time back?
No, came back to homecoming 2 years ago. No. I'm a proud graduate. I held 3 school records in swimming, 2 District 17 records. Our football team was undefeated. We won. Back then, there were no playoffs. We played St. Paul Central for the Twin City Championship and defeated them. I think it was 21-6. And we did that at the old brick house, if you remember that, the old University of Minnesota. That's where they used to play the Twin City Championship game. There weren't playoffs then.
Dave Winfield was on that Central team, wasn't he?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. We beat Dave Winfield and Central.
Just to be abundantly clear about what you're doing, what you wanted to do at the school here today.
I just came here today to show my support as a graduate of Roosevelt and tell them how proud I was of what they did of keeping ICE off of this campus. This is a place of learning, and you learn things like the Constitution. You learn about warrants. You learn about things of that nature. And what we're getting right now is violating all that, what kids are being taught. You want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf, right? You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany and start comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany to what's happening here. Read history. You learn from history. And this is nothing new. This is all repeated. This is a game plan, it looks like to me, of what's going on here. How dare Minnesota? We'll take care of ourselves. We don't need federal troops coming in here without warrants.
Some people have said this undermines local law enforcement.
It undermines the entire Constitution. The military cannot be turned loose unless it's a national emergency. They're going to tell me this is a national emergency.
Message for Trump or message for Governor Walz?
Who was that? You mean the draft dodging coward? I don't call him by name. He's the draft dodging coward who, when it was his time to serve his country, he did what all rich white boys did. I wasn't a rich white boy. I grew up in South Minneapolis. Most of me and all my friends are Vietnam veterans. We had to go. But the rich white boys never had to go, did they? And he didn't have to go, did he? And yet he's going to tell me what courage is?
Are you supporting Governor Walz and Mayor Fry the way they've been outspoken towards?
Absolutely. Good for them and good for these people that stood up. They're teaching their students something, that we are a country, that we have to be a country of law and a country of the Constitution. They're all forgetting about the Constitution of the United States of America. We don't even have it anymore. After January 6th, are you kidding me? And then they all get turned loose, and now they're in charge? I gave up on this country when this guy I haven't even watched the news since last November. I stumbled onto this, and now look what you've done to me.
Well, thank you for stopping.
Here I was leading a nice, quiet life, and now you've injected me back in here and probably going to make me the governor of Minnesota
Right.
again.
And you seem fired up and motivated.
Because
Do you wanna be?
somebody needs to clean up what the Democrats and Republicans constantly wreck. And you notice I lump them together. You know, I should use my old name for them, the Democrips and the Republicans, which my apologies to the Crips and Bloods for using their name in that way.
And Governor, would you like to say anything about yesterday, what happened, a tragic situation?
Yeah, that's
anytime you have the loss of life that needlessly happens, that's tragedy. And what occurred yesterday did not have to happen. There is no way. I've seen the tape of it, and who is this, the governor of South Dakota? Has she ever met a person of color? Do they have any in South Dakota?
good. Thank you for stopping. Appreciate it.
Thank
You know what I'm talking about on that, right?
Thank you,
When Tor was like the Republicans and the Democrats and the
Crips.
Republicans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he put a book out called the Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah.
I remember he put that book out. Yeah, he don't fuck with either side. He know what the game. He know the game plan.
He knows the game. Yeah, more.
Yeah.
How he would know the game more than anybody because he played those games already.
It's crazy.
Who would know more than him? I mean, he was the governor. Who was the governor of what? Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he was a freaking Navy SEAL.
SEAL. That went
So
on a
who
black
would
op
know more
mission.
than him? Yeah. Black op missions. Facts. Who would know? He know the games that they play. As I said, anybody who out there is still talking that Democrat and Republican stuff and wholehearted, yeah, either brainwash or an agent or both, because agents are brainwashed usually.
Yeah, I'm gonna say both.
A brainwashed agent
Brainwash agent.
that can't think for themselves, won't think for themselves. You can't see the corruption from both sides. You think it's just one side that's corrupt? How could you think it's just one side that's corrupt? In a place that's as corrupt as it is, how could it just be one side? How could all the bad stuff the United States government does, how could it just be coming from Democrats or just coming from Republicans? Why wouldn't both sides be doing the corruption? And each side blame each other all the time. It's like they both be right. They both be right about each other's crimes and
About each
shortcomings.
other's crime.
Yeah, they
About
both
each
be
other's
right about
crime.
each other's crimes and shortcomings. Yeah. They both be right. When they be pointing fingers at each other, well, your Republican politician did this, and your Democratic politician did this. They
And
both be right.
but the thing is, they arguing over that, but they favorite politicians all partying, sniffing coke, and messing with children together. Sniffing coke, partying,
Epstein Island, right?
sex trafficking. They all lump them together, and they all partying off the American citizens' tax dime. But y'all still arguing for them? They partying off your tax dollars, and they trafficking children, slave labor, doing drugs, selling drugs, kidnapping people. Like they doing all that off the American tax dollars, but y'all still going there and representing them every day. Yeah, Kamala, that's my favorite. Yeah, Trump, yeah, Biden, Obama, yeah, Bush, yeah, Clinton, oh yeah. Y'all silly as shit. Think these people is for you. My black ass knew when I was born that them people wasn't for me. When I first got winded about politics, I knew them people wasn't for me. My rebellious nature knew that this system is all jacked up and wasn't for the people. Y'all
Right.
crazy. Y'all still crazy out here representing the Republicans and the Democrats. Y'all crazy as hell representing that shit.
Right. The Republicans and Democrats.
That's crazy as hell to me.
And then they say, well, if you don't vote, then you don't have an opinion. Then you can't have an
Shit.
opinion if you don't vote.
Yeah, the same program as same program shit. Yeah, your ancestor died for you to vote. Same program. That's all program shit. That's all program shit. That's
Your
all the shit
ancestors
that they
died for you to
program you
vote,
with.
and if you didn't vote, then you don't even have an opinion. You ain't allowed to have
Right.
an opinion.
It's like I ain't allowed to have my God-given rights because I ain't vote for a goddamn politician. I have
Because you ain't
God-given
vote for a
rights.
slave master.
Yeah, I gotta have God-given rights, rights that I had when my black ass was born with. When I came to this goddamn planet, and
And
you
the
talk
person
about
who
some
didn't vote
Democrat
have more
Republic.
say so than the people who did. Because when a politician get in office and they do everything the opposite they said they were going to do, and they f everything up, the person who didn't vote for them at all got more say so. Like, I told you so. No matter who's in there, Democrat, Republican, if you didn't vote at all and they get in there and f things up, you're like, I told you so. And then
Yeah,
the next year,
I don't even like
the
saying that.
opposition get in
Right.
there. If it was Democrat one year effing things up, and the person who didn't vote, like, yeah, I told you so. They more right than the people who did voted for him. And then the next year, the Republican get in there. The person that, oh, see, if you would have voted for the Republican, he would have did a better job. Now the Republican is in there and he's effing up the country just as much. So the person who didn't vote for the Democrat or the Republican should have more say so than anybody, because we had the I told you so type of ordeal. I told you so. I told you that none of the mother effers was no good. I told you that Democratic mother effer wasn't going to make no change. I told you that Republican wasn't going to make no change.
That's like
I have more of an opinion because I ain't the idiot who voted for any of them. And the people that say, when people go and say stupid things, oh, that person is allowed to vote. Like a person who's voting is an honor because you able to vote for your slave master. That shit ain't an honor no more. You don't see that the whole system is rigged and set up and it's corrupt. Both sides are corrupt. There's no such thing as a lesser evil anymore, y'all.
I was about to
That shit
say,
is too
that's
corrupt. That
another
shit is
program
corrupt.
word.
It's no
That's
lesser evil.
yeah.
Both sides are ridiculously wicked. So
It's like
there's
you
no
voting
one
for
to
the
vote
murderer
for
or the
now.
rapist. Murderer or the rapist.
Now
That's what you basically saying.
we just in denial. Now the people are just in denial because people don't want to get up off their asses and do it themselves. You still want to try to depend on some government politician to come in there and change things for you. And the reality is they never going to do that for you. They never going to make your life better. The only one that can make your life better, get your ass up, go into your bathroom or your bedroom mirror and look in the mirror. That's the only person that can make a change in your life. A Republican or Democrat is not going to make no change in your life. You putting whether you a Democrat or a Republican on your goddamn voters registration and all, none of that shit is going to matter. And it haven't. Because the country is only getting worse. And there's been plenty of Democrats and Republicans in the office. And they ain't changed shit. None of them changed anything. And that's fact. That's not no goddamn theory. That ain't no conspiracy theories. Blah, blah, blah. No. There's no theory. Ain't nothing changed. Nothing changed. It's been Democrats and Republic all through that motherfucker. All up in that Oval Office. All up in those houses. All through that shit. Representatives and all that. None of that shit matters.
Yeah, they on
At the
some
end of the day,
they on
United
some
States
Gestapo
government is
shit
still
right now.
scumbag terrorists.
Yeah,
At the end of the day.
they on some Gestapo shit right now. Like y'all gonna put some federal masked up federal agents on the streets and shit, and think American citizens supposed to listen to them. Like, I'm not listening to nobody that's masked. Like, first of all, identify yourself. You out here masked up and shit, hiding behind a mask and trying to police the goddamn American citizens behind a mask. What the hell we talking about
Well,
here?
the feds always do that. Feds always
What the hell we
operated with
talking
masks
about
on.
here? I'm starting to think these ICE motherfuckers ain't even American citizens. I think they disguised as American citizens, bro. I think they foreign troops.
They could be Russians, huh?
Right, I'm thinking they foreign troops. For
Hired
real.
gun.
I'm thinking they trained
Or Israeli.
foreign troops, bro, that's on this American soil trying to police the streets.
Or
I don't
Israeli. It could be Mossad or somebody.
Yeah, I don't yeah. Let me see. Let me play this real quick. Type of shit they doing. This is the type of shit they doing right here. Where is it at? ICE agents. ICE agents. They are just doing. Look.
Step back.
Motherfucker.
She hit her vehicle. Get back
They rolling.
Step back. She hit her vehicle. Get back
They masked up like a motherfucker too. Just being aggressive. Like, yeah, you can't even be out there. Yeah, you people out there trying to protest and shit. They just out there being aggressive. That's why I said people down. I'm telling you, bro. They lucky people ain't out there in droves whooping their ass out there, or killing them, or shooting them, or something. Like, this is a crazy situation, man. Yeah, this shit crazy, man. they they was some more goddamn Nazi Germany type shit. That's what I'm saying. The thing about it, like people trying to, you know, all right, hold on. People trying to, you know, act like that. These ICE motherfuckers is just only gonna be in certain, certain parts of America. Now they trying to expand this shit. They trying to expand this shit and make it, an international thing. Mhm.
It's a done deal, man. It's a done deal. The corruption have gone too far. And as long as we keep trying to justify all this stuff, well, you know what's going to happen? Eventually, you're going to see the fall of America, which we're actually being a witness to.
Yeah, it is. It's already fallen. The
Like
empire.
yeah. I mean, the fact that we're $38 trillion in debt and there's basically foreign interest that's running the Oval Office, just that goes to show you right there we're already. Yeah, I mean, it's done. It's a done deal. America rose up fast and is about to fall fast. Well, back 1776, United States officially started. What was it, 1776 or some shit like that? Now, 2026 is over.
Yep.
There ain't gonna be no more presidents or nothing at this point.
What's that, over 300 years?
And the thing is, the corruption is going so far that other countries hate us so much that people's gonna love to see America fall. I mean, a lot of places, a lot of countries, a lot of people hate America, like American citizens and everything. And it's crazy how so many people still want to come over here, but then at the same time they still hate America and Americans. It's because how our government conduct themselves around the world. That's crazy.
Yeah. I guess we I don't know. You got anything else for the
Somebody said, imagine hating your country so much that you want to see it fail. Big L to the host. Nobody said they want to see anything. We just talking about the corrupt government. Any corrupt government should fail. I'm not talking about the American citizens themselves. I'm talking about the corrupt government. The government is rogue. A rogue government should not be operating. A rogue, this government is 100% rogue. It don't listen to nobody. It's going off its own interest and claim that it's doing it for the interest of the American citizens, but it's not. We are $38 trillion. Our government got us $38 trillion in debt, and they still squeezing American citizens for every penny. They're allowing corporations to poison our food. They're allowing corporations to poison our water, our air, and they going around and they invading other countries without our approval, with our tax dollars, and they covering up for people like Epstein. What are you talking about?
but you still love your like you said, you're gonna love your service. You're gonna love your servitude, basically. You love the slave master. If you still for this government, you love your slave master. You in love with him. You might as well hop in bed with him. You love your government. You love that the government fucks us over every day.
So I guess we are taking a big L. The fact that we all are, the fact that we still allowing this corrupt government to operate, being rogue. It's $38 trillion in debt. We can't even fathom $1 trillion. They got us $38 trillion in debt, and they still squeezing us for more money. What's your answer to that, Mr. Big Host is taking a big L? What's your answer to that? This government got us $38 trillion in debt, and they still squeezing us for more money. What's your answer for that? They're allowing corporations to dump so much poison into our food and water supply and spraying us with God knows what. What's your answer for that? To the point you seeing 20 and 30-year-olds walking around with 300 or 400 pounds, one leg, from diabetes at 20, 30 years old because the food is so poisoned over here. Because we just allow these corporations to put all types of poison into our food supply, which makes it addicting and it's killing us. Heart attacks and stroke from food. It's just not from overeating. It's from the poison that's in it. What's your answer for that? Just blindly follow the government, huh? Even though they tax us so money could go to the USDA and the FDA and the EPA, but we're still being poisoned because those government organizations are supposed to keep the poisons out of our environment, but they don't do that. They take our money, our tax dollars, but they don't prevent these corporations from poisoning us. So they get the money, but they don't do the job. In fact, they do the opposite of what they're supposed to do. The Justice Department make sure there's injustice. We got the Epstein client list still floating around, but the Justice Department don't want to get up off their ass to make sure it gets to the people so we know who to go after. So that's Injustice Department. That's not the Justice Department. But they take our tax dollars. They take our dollars to act like they're the Justice Department, but they don't. There's no justice there. You know what I'm saying? Justice is non-existent in the Justice Department. So how are we taking a big L? Like that person disappeared. That person disappeared. They can't really make an argument because they know this is all fact. This ain't no conspiracy theory. Because it's a fact that the Pentagon failed 8 audits.
Damn. Right.
The Pentagon,
they said
trillions of dollars.
Billions.
Hundreds of billions of dollars unanswered for that went through the Pentagon. Nobody know where the money went.
That shit went out the
They
back
failed
door.
8 audits. No one got fired. Mind you, no
went
one
to
got
jail.
arrested. Nobody got arrested. Nobody got fired. But
Nobody
the
was-
regular American citizen, you're
Oh, we going
behind
to jail.
$10,000. You behind $10,000 on your tax dollars. You going to jail.
Going to jail.
They
buddy.
want to know about your $10. They want to know about your $10 Cash App you sent a year ago. Where's this Cash App transaction you did here? What is this? It's $10. But they're able to be $38 trillion in debt. They're able to send billions of dollars overseas to Israel, Ukraine, and whoever else, Africa, whoever else they want to send money to with no oversight. And that's tax dollars that American citizens work hard for. Some people work 3 and 4 jobs just to make ends meet, and they get taxed on all of those. And not only get taxed from their paycheck, but they get taxed from sales tax, tax on, trying to keep your car up and going, tax. You get taxes on top of taxes on top of taxes. And the IRS is making sure you pay all those taxes. But our government is able to be $38 trillion in debt and send out billions of dollars every year with no oversight. So that's where we at. That's where we at.
Trillions out the back, hundreds of billions out the back.
Hundreds of billions of dollars out the back door a year. The Pentagon is able to send. And just the Trump administration and the Biden administration alone sent damn near billions of dollars to Israel. What for what? What they sending all that damn money to Israel for when we $38 trillion in debt? How could you send money and you're $38 trillion in debt? So somebody please tell me.
Then they just
how's that possible?
Then he just robbed Venezuela for $17 trillion in oil.
$17.3 trillion in oil.
Robbed.
The United States government robbed Venezuela for, and basically going to enrich the oil companies that's owned by Trump buddies to go over there and divvy out the oil. And I'm telling you right now, the Venezuelan people is not going to benefit from that. I don't give a fuck what they say, and American citizens ain't going to benefit from that. You know who's going to benefit from that? Trump, his buddies, and the people that's really controlling him. Israel. Yep. The bankers. You know what I mean? And the tax man. Well, the bankers are the tax man because we borrow all our money from the central banks, and we got to pay interest on every dollar. That's how we got $38 trillion in debt. But that's another whole live stream right there. Fiat currency.
Yeah, that might need to be our
That's
next
another whole live stream. Fiat currency.
That might need to be our next live stream.
Because who we $38 trillion in debt to? The central banks.
Follow the money.
Yeah, who own the central banks? Well, the Rothschilds and the Rothschilds own a lot of the central banks. Rothschilds and the Rockefellers on the low.
And then Vatican is mixed.
And they buy up government bonds.
Yeah.
That's another whole live stream.
Yeah.
And then we still got the Epstein client list out there floating around. Basically, Epstein was out there getting money from Israel and the United States to operate black operations, black ops, just to go around blackmail people and human trafficking and money laundering, embezzlement, everything you could think of under the sun. Every crime committed under the sun, they did. And he gets no justice for that because we don't know his client list. So, yeah. Who wouldn't want this corrupt government to fail? Because it's completely rogue. Completely rogue. Non-stop corruption.
Look at the agent. Look at Agent Smith's coming in here.
Oh, Agent Virgil Nigel. That's definitely Agent. Yeah. Who you work for? The State Department? It's probably somebody that worked for the State Department or some type of gang stalker that they hire to go into live streams like this and talk crap. It's another agent.
The State Department.
What they pay you in gift cards? They probably pay you in gift cards. Oh, you with ICE? Oh, okay. Oh, that's understand. Yeah, ICE terrorist. What y'all work for Mossad? Virgil, is you part of Mossad? Are you part of Israeli intelligence that's secretly spying on all Americans? Are you one of them? Probably because I mean that's where we send all our money to. That's why they send in Israel all this money so they Mossad can continue to intercept all of our communications in the United States, especially key politicians who don't want to play ball with Israel. They monitoring all their communications, their emails, their WhatsApps, all their conversations, all their personal stuff, building a file on them. Is that what y'all do, Virgil? That's still your job? Yeah, that business as usual.
They say they work
I
for
know
the
how the
State
corruption
Department.
goes. Yeah, yep. Either that or Israeli intelligence, either or.
Wasn't me, John. The State Department.
Exactly. I mean, these agents are easy to figure out.
They said, "Get over it." I do. He like being bent over and screwed.
Oh yeah, they love slavery. Oh, you got some people who just love their slavery.
With the Diddy,
love they servitude.
With the Diddy oil. Them niggas love bending over getting screwed with the Diddy
They
oil.
love slavery.
With the Epstein oil.
I mean, some people was born to love slavery though. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
program.
True.
Like animals, they breed animals for certain things. This animal is bred for food. This animal is bred to work the fields. And they do the same thing with humans. That's that Willie Lynch. Let's call it what it is. The humans are, they breed humans for certain things, man. And some people was bred just to be, government agents.
Yeah, pretty much.
Any more agents in here?
Fucking agents, Frankie.
If you are, just raise your hand, tell us who you work for, and give us your programming.
They like cipher.
What you programmed to do?
They like cipher and shit. He wanted to get back in the Matrix. He said, He put me back in. Make me some of an importance. Eating on the
Make me a
steak.
politician or actor or something.
You niggas like
Notice he
cipher
said,
in the
make me a
Matrix.
politician or actor. There ain't no separation. Politicians are actors. And they're highly controlled. All them politicians is on the Epstein file somewhere. Not just Epstein. We know there's plenty of Epsteins operating out here. So
Yeah, don't
Epstein
forget,
is
it's
just
more
one name.
Yeah, Epstein is just a representation of the order that they all follow. Because you gotta remind you, just because Epstein so-called supposedly did, doesn't mean the operation stopped. There's 1,000 more Epsteins out here operating in different countries.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't about no goddamn Epstein.
Yep. So agents, all state your purpose, state your programming, and who you work for. I mean, if you over here, if you work for Mossad, stand over there. You work for State Department, stand over there. Wherever you coming from. DOJ's over there.
ICE, man.
Raise your hand if you got something to say.
Yeah, you said they 7,000 to spread misinformation. That's crazy. People getting $7,000 to spread misinformation.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. It's probably way more than that. It's probably way more than just 7,000. and not even counting all the artificial intelligent bots they got.
Oh yeah, a lot of this should be a lot of bots too. Yeah, it's thousands, hundreds and millions upon millions of bots that go to the different chats and shit, comment sections, just program. You know what I mean, just program.
Yeah, it's the scams. Like the scams have been exposed already. Like the scams, we know that these world governments is one big scam. Is they there to divide the people and to keep the power within themselves, and they act like beefing with each other. China and Russia and Venezuela and the United States acting like they beefing. I'm gonna be honest. That's the big picture of it all. It ain't no real beef there. It's all for us. It's all for the citizens. It's all for us, and they moving around the world how they want to move around the world. Because they got it. They got to work as a team to keep billions of people at bay. These world governments have already came together, and the ones who don't, and the government, and the world leaders who don't play ball with that, they get assassinated. They stage a coup and they get assassinated. So you know the ones who are not down with it. You know the world leaders who are not down with the plan of one global government. They usually get assassinated. And their country usually don't have a central bank in there. They usually don't have a central bank that's owned by the Rothschilds in their country.
Right.
One of the ones I love talking about that they took out was Gaddafi. Gaddafi was not going for that central bank shit. He wanted his country to be, he wanted his money to be backed by gold and not by fiat currency.
Yeah, he wanted right.
They hated that. So they had to send Obama when Obama was just the face. They sent him. Let him send people in there, to persuade the Libyans to take out Gaddafi.
Right. They need
they staged a coup. The CIA operation. You know how they do. It's business as usual. That's usually what they do. Same stuff.
They said we need this black African that is, be diplomatic, where we can get into Libya and kill Gaddafi, take the gold.
Yep. Oh, they love doing that. Take the gold.
They took the gold. Hell yeah.
That's their 3 favorite words. Take the gold. Or their second phrase, take the oil. It's either take the gold or take the oil. We love it.
That's what they did with our ancestors. They came over here, raped and pillaged our ancestors and took the gold and took the land.
Yep.
Right from under our ancestors.
They love gold.
And
they
then
love oil.
And then try to program us to make us all believe we was from Africa and shit. Indigenous to this land. Basically tricked us out of our inheritance. Straight tricked out our inheritance, man. Raped and pillaged our ancestors, took all the gold, took all the resources. Yep.
And what they leave us with? They took the gold and the resources. And what they leave us with?
Chicken pox.
Smallpox, chicken pox.
Smallpox and
measles and polio. And Bibles.
Yeah.
They did, yeah. But with their interpretations of it, though. That's the important part. Their interpretations of it. They got over on us, and they still getting over on us. Yeah, they getting over on us. Man, if y'all haven't already, man, please like and share this video. And if y'all want to support what we doing here, y'all can donate, super chat, and then we got nightandayherbals.com where we sell natural products. We got natural hair care products, skin care products. We got CBD on there, which is all natural. We don't use any synthetic pesticides or anything in our CBD. So it's grown naturally, and it's very good, and it's safe and effective. That's what they tell y'all to vaccines, right? Safe and effective.
Yeah, and
So
all our CBD is lab
definitely
tested.
safe and effective. Yeah, facts.
All our CBD is lab tested. For, you know what I mean? Make sure there ain't no impurities in there. So, you know what I mean? Gotta make sure your shit is legit.
Facts.
Can't be out here selling no headache ass CBD like they be selling at the gas stations and some of these damn dispensaries. Be
Right.
selling that headache. Be selling that headache CBD.
That's the chemicals.
Right. Got that naturally grown CBD straight from the ground. Straight from sunlight, straight from the ground. No grow houses, no synthetic lights, none of that shit.
The link to our shop is pinned to the top of the chat. It's also, you can scan the QR code on the screen.
Oh yeah, the QR code on the screen.
Television set, and it's
Right,
going to be in the
left hand.
description of this video.
Left hand side.
So y'all want to support us? This is a great way to support us. We definitely appreciate everybody who have been, purchasing our products. We've been shipping y'all out for sure. Yeah, man, we grateful that we able to bring y'all this real information, bring you these high quality products, and make sure y'all continue to like and share these videos.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Anything else, y'all? Yeah, we're gonna catch y'all on the next live stream, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. All right.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.